Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Haley with Haley Nutrition, and in this video, I'm going to help you answer the question, what is the best aloe vera drink? I'm also going to take some time to expose some of the dirty secrets in the juice industry, whether it be aloe vera or orange juice or grape juice or whatever else other kind of juice you might be purchasing. So let's get right into it. Also, as we help you identify what the best aloe vera juice is, it's not going to be the same for everybody, because you have to ask yourself, what is my purpose for purchasing aloe vera? You see, there's two different parts of the plant that are used medicinally, nutritionally, to get certain outcomes. There's the inner leaf gel and there's the outer leaf sap. Let's talk briefly about the outer leaf sap. It's that yellow, very bitter part of the plant. Extremely bitter part. I like showing people by cutting the plant open and letting them taste it, and I like watching that reaction on their face. It's worse than seeing a baby bite into a lemon for the first time. Their face just squishes up, and even there, if an adult expecting the bitter taste, you can't stop. It is potent, horrible, bitter in the outer leaf extract. That's actually why they used to put it in capsules, dried, dehydrated, so you could swallow it. And the purpose is the laxative effect. So most people aren't actually looking for that laxative effect. In fact, if you have constipation and you want the laxative effect, I bet you would rather have the problem fixed. You probably don't want to say, I'm constipated, let me add some kind of irritant to my body so it will cause my gut to flush everything out. You'll be doing that forever unless you correct the problem. So a better approach is actually to heal your guts and make them work more like they're supposed to. Well, the inside of the aloe vera plant, the gel, the crystal, the fillet, that part of the plant is where all of the healing benefits are. It's been demonstrated to cut healing time in half scientifically with research they did on burns, and research going way back in the 30s on surgical patients following. There was a doctor, I think it was Barrett Brown, who was researching aloe vera, using it after surgical procedures in breast cancer, where they'd cut tissues out and use aloe vera to help heal things faster. It's well documented. Aloe vera helps things heal faster. Well, there's also this nutrient ace-mannan, which causes your immune system to work a little bit differently, causing it to secrete more tumor necrosis factor, interferon, interleukin. There's many benefits to the inner part of the plant. The primary benefit of the outer part is the laxative effect. So now, with that, know that when you're searching for an aloe vera juice or aloe vera drink, some are going to be inner leaf only, and some are going to be whole leaf, where it has the inner and the outer leaf. So you have some of the healing and some of the laxative effect. You're not really going to find products where it's outer leaf only anymore, because I think it was the NIH and the FDA kind of got together and did a little research, and they showed that if you gave ungodly amounts of the outer leaf extract to rats, it would cause cancer. And essentially the goblet cells of the intestines that secrete mucus increased, so they probably so they can make more mucus because of this irritant that was being put into them. Well, that adaptive change, when it grows so fast, we call that cancer, even though it's an adaptive change to an irritant. For that reason, they don't approve aloe vera extract from the outer leaf being used to make laxatives. Okay? So I want you to understand that as you're asking yourself, what's my purpose for consuming aloe vera? Now, they didn't do research where they used the irritant as a whole food with the gel. I suspect that if it was used as a whole, they wouldn't have had the same results. And I've never seen research showing that the inner gel only has any problems. I've seen a lot of it showing that there are many benefits, including anti-cancer benefits that have been demonstrated by companies that used it alongside chemotherapy. In one study, the group that got the 2 tablespoons of aloe vera a day with their chemotherapy That group of, I think it was 121 of them, and 119 of the people got just the chemotherapy. The group that got the aloe vera with it had more than 3 times the results in what they called a complete result. Fantastic research demonstrating that aloe vera can be very beneficial in someone choosing to help to support fighting cancer. So, understanding now inner leaf, outer leaf, or whole leaf. When you go to the store, you're going to see products with both. Some that are selling inner leaf only, some that are selling whole leaf. Typically, the whole leaf is going to be a little bit more bitter. They'll both probably have a little bitterness to them. And they should also have somewhat of a garlic onion flavor, which is the kind of the inherent taste that we would find in aloe vera. So that's important. If you don't taste that, you might not be getting true aloe vera. You might not. It's not strong. It's very subtle. But know that aloe vera does have that particular quality about it. Now, in helping you again understand what product might be best or what might be best for you, let's talk a little bit about how these things are made and how they are processed. There's a wonderful video on the International Aloe Science Council website that demonstrates the typical process that most aloe vera plants companies use in the manufacturing of their aloe vera gel. And essentially what you would see is that the plants usually either get cut by a machine or they get cut by hand, and the gel that comes out is usually run through a grinder, turning it into a mush. It goes into a big mixing tank, and they add big bags of diatomaceous earth and activated carbon, and it gets stirred around, and it gets put through a pressure filter, pushing out this decolorized, deodorized aloe vera. Now understand, when we take out aroma and when we take out color, we're taking out nutrients that are responsible for those colors, flavors, tastes, smells. We're coming out with a thinner, standardized, same color, same consistency product that is pasteurized and preserved. They add chemical preservatives to them, usually a mix of preservatives to help deal with mold, yeast, fungus, and bacteria. This aloe that's pasteurized, usually at about 170 degrees, is typically hot filled into those big 55-gallon drums. And they generally have food-grade plastic liners inside those drums, BPA-free kind of, but it's going in them at 170 degrees. This is very, very important because some aloe vera products are actually sold in glass, and you would think, oh, this product has never been in plastic. There's a good chance it has been at 170 degrees. Therefore, if you're spending the money buying it in glass, if that's important to you, you probably want to check and say, has this aloe ever been in plastic? Where do you get it from? Do you grow it yourself, or are you buying it from one of the big 4 aloe vera farmers? And if you're buying it from one of the big 4, do you have a separate process, or is it just their standard process? Are you buying it from one of the big distributors in, there's probably the largest one in the United States is in Florida. And they will source it from one primary location, but they may get it from other locations too. And they essentially get it in the big 55-gallon drums, and then they resell it to the other aloe companies. Notice that it's all the same starting material, and then the other aloe companies may process it their own method, and they might add their own preservatives, flavors, thickeners, or whatever it might be to make it unique to them. In most cases, the original preservatives are not added to the label, only the ones that the new processing methods use, because that's considered raw material in the 55-gallon drum, aloe vera, and then we process it and we add these things to it. There might be other preservatives from the original farmer in there that don't show up on the label. All right, that's some of what is happening, and it's going to help you understand what aloe is the best for you as we start talking about a little bit about different products. Okay, I want you to know what real inner leaf aloe vera gel looks like. So imagine you took your own aloe leaf and you cut the ends off and you cut the spines off and you cut the skins off and you took that gel, that fillet, and you put it through a blender. What would it look like? First of all, it would be a little bit thick. In fact, if you had it in a big jug and you gave it a shake, it would sound goopy. It wouldn't splash like water. It's a very different sound because it's thicker. Now, just because it sounds goopy doesn't mean it's aloe vera. Look on the labels. Some of them will add thickeners to get it back to the consistency that it's supposed to be. You might see something like, carrageenan or something like that added as a thickening agent. That is not part of aloe vera. That's put in there to make you think that, or to make you feel like you're having true aloe vera gel. But it was first thinned out in the filtering process and then re-thickened with a thickening agent. Don't be fooled by that. Know that it's there to make it look more like aloe vera gel. But true aloe gel is going to be goopy kind of sounding when you shake it. And if you hold it up, it's in a clear glass, and you hold it up to the light looking through it, it's going to be translucent. You won't be able to see through it. It's going to be full of things like, pulp and stuff like that. It's not going to be completely opaque because you'll be able to see into it. But you wouldn't see through a full big glass of it because it's going to be too cloudy and full of parts from the aloe vera leaf. If your aloe is not, if you pour it in a glass and you look up and you don't see those things, it just means that some of it has been taken out, whether it be the pulp or some of the nutrients, whether or not it went through that decolorization, deodorization, standardized process. Now, again, that doesn't mean it's not a good product. It just means that if you want a true whole food, you're not getting it when you get one of those clear things because things have been taken out of it. Okay. And we're all different. We all want different things. We want our, so I happen to be one of those people that like real whole foods. I want it to be as close to as if I made it myself, as if I harvested it from my yard, cut it and filleted it and put it through a blender and drank it right out of the plant. That's me. Other people don't want so much taste and they want it to be standardized. They want every bottle to be the same. They want it consistent so that next time I purchase it, I don't have to question, is this good? Is it bad? If you're purchasing something that's not processed much, if it's just, hand filleted, run through a grinder and bottled and frozen, every bottle might be a little bit different because nature is different. Sometimes it rains more, sometimes less, and the seasons, the times of the year that we harvest, there's differences. Unless it goes through that standardization process, there's going to be differences in the bottle in color, taste, smell, consistency, thickness. All right, beware of those aspects. Now, it's time to go shopping. You go to the store, someone said, get this brand. Be careful. Some brands carry inner leaf only and inner leaf and outer leaf, the whole leaf aloe vera, because they're catering to both of those markets. You want to check the labels. Again, ask yourself, what's your purpose? Do you want the gut flush? Get the whole leaf. Do you want the healing and the immune boosting? Get the inner leaf gel only. Do you want something standardized? Go to a store. Something that's shelf stable with preservatives, you'll find that at a store. If you want something as close to the field without actually having to do it yourself, Haley Nutrition, Aloe number 1, we are the only commercially available inner leaf gel, 100% pure, nothing added, nothing taken out. What do I mean nothing taken out? We took out the outer leaf, but when you get that inner leaf fillet, it's run through a grinder. We put it through a chiller. What's a chiller? It's 110 feet of stainless steel pipe with cold liquid circulating on the outside, so that as it goes through that cold pipe, comes out the other side closer to freezing temperature as it goes into the containers that are placed into the freezer. We ship aloe directly to the consumers. You're rarely going to find it in stores because it's raw. And raw stores, there's different states have different laws. You can't they can't purchase something for resale that's raw. They can make raw juices and sell them with the FDA warning on them, but they can't purchase them raw and resell them. We are operating under the farm to consumer laws, which allows us to send directly to the consumers. That's why you can get it from our website, HaleyNutrition.com, and get it in bottles or buckets or whatever's available at the time that you see this video. Who knows this? You might see this a few years from now. We might have different packaging. I don't know. But it's going to leave our facility frozen. And during the winter, it'll probably get to you still completely frozen. During the summer months, it might melt on its way to you. Now, the bigger the amounts you order, the more frozen it's going to be when it gets to you. Some people like to get it in what we currently have is a 4-gallon bucket. And we actually don't put that one in styrofoam because it is such a large amount. It won't melt completely on the way to you. And then you would finish melting it, distribute it into your own bottles, and then put those in the freezer to take out as necessary. That's the greenest way, and that's also the most cost-effective way, getting it in the big bucket. Most people start getting 2 jugs, the 2 half-gallon bottles, which is the most expensive way to get it. If you choose that, that's okay. Find out if it's good for you, if it meets your needs and your desires, and if so, it'll probably make more sense to get more bottles because the price per bottle comes down as you get more, and the cost for shipping also comes down. The cost for shipping per bottle comes down as you get more, and of course they keep each other cold and frozen better, so they ship better. So either get more bottles the second time or jump from your 2-pack order to right to the bucket, right to the best value. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you have questions about this video, about anything I said, look either below the video in the comments, or if you're finding this on our website, there should be comments underneath on the bottom of the blog post that this is attached to. I'm Dr. Michael Haley with Haley Nutrition. Thank you for watching.